On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Topic:
A subject that is being discussed or written about.
Examples:
A serious topic. The topic of the book. The topic of the discussion was the current state of the economy.
Economy.
The system by which a country or region produces, manages, and distributes goods and services, including the money and finances involved in these activities, of an airline, the lowest priced, most basic option for seating in commercial travel.
Examples:
Economy of scale. Economy class. The economy of the country is struggling due to the recent political instability.
Democracy.
A form of government in which the people have the authority to deliberate and decide legislation, or to choose governing officials to do so.
Examples:
Democracy advocate. Principles of democracy. Democracy often entails inclusive capitalism as well.
Hinder.
To make it difficult for someone to do something, to limit the development of something.
Examples:
Hinder athletic performance. Hinder international exchanges. The pandemic hindered the growth of the airline industry.
Opposition.
The act of disagreeing or resisting, the state of strong disagreement.
Examples:
Opposition campaign. Meet with opposition. The opposition party strongly disagreed with the government's proposed legislation.
Argument.
A set of statements or reasons used to support or refute a proposition or theory, a verbal or physical fight or dispute.
Examples:
A blazing argument. The argument against capital punishment. The argument between the two sides over the proposed policy was heated.
Converge.
To move or draw together at a specific location, of lines, to move towards the same point where they join or meet.
Examples:
Converge of a series. Converge from different points. The two rivers converge into one near this area.
Undoubtedly.
Without a doubt, certainly, definitely.
Examples:
Undoubtedly successful. Undoubtedly talented. The singer's talent is undoubtedly one of the greatest in the music industry.
Skyline.
The outline of buildings and other structures against the sky, especially when viewed from a distance.
Examples:
Skyline view. Downtown skyline. The skyline of the city was dotted with tall buildings.
Slum.
A heavily populated urban area characterized by poor, rundown housing and infrastructure, often associated with poverty and social neglect.
Examples:
slum area, slum dwellers. The government needs to invest more in affordable housing options to reduce the number of people living in slums.
Government.
The group of people with authority to control a country or state.
Examples:
Government bureaucracy, government funding. The federal government is planning to increase taxes for the next fiscal year.
Process.
A series of actions or operations performed to achieve a particular outcome or goal. A systematic procedure or approach used to accomplish a specific task or objective. A method of treating milk to make it suitable for consumption or use in other dairy products.
Examples:
process improvement, decision-making process. The process for applying for a visa can be lengthy and complicated.
Evict.
To expel someone from a property, especially with the support of the law.
Examples:
Evict a person from his home. Evict squatter. The landlord may evict tenants for violations of the lease agreement.
Constrain.
To restrict or limit someone or something's freedom or ability to do something.
Examples:
constrain his freedom. Constrain information flow. The political situation constrained the country's economic growth and foreign relations.
Prime.
Main or most important, basic, prime number, noun, a natural number greater than one that cannot be formed by multiplying two smaller natural numbers. Example: 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 and 13.
Examples:
prime number, deputy prime minister. After a thorough investigation, she has been named as the prime suspect.
Minister.
A person appointed to or a job of a head of a government department.
Examples:
Minister for Education. Deputy Prime Minister. The minister occasionally preaches at this church.
Economical.
Providing a satisfactory return on the money, time, or effort, not using more money, fuel, etc. than necessary.
Examples:
economical use of her time. An economical meal. It is more economical to wash your plastic bottle and reuse it.
Steep.
Having a sharp inclination or slope.
Examples:
a steep staircase. Steep discount. The steep cliff made it difficult to climb.
Humanistic.
Relating to or emphasizing the value, dignity, and agency of human beings, as opposed to the supernatural, divine, or animal, marked by human ideals and interests.
Examples:
humanistic themes. Humanistic psychology. The humanistic approach to psychology emphasizes individual consciousness and free will.
Tactics.
The methods or strategies used to achieve a specific goal or outcome, particularly in the context of military, business, or sports.
Examples:
Blitz tactics, political tactics. The marketing team developed new tactics to boost sales.
Emphasize.
To give or show particular importance to something.
Examples:
Emphasize her words. Emphasize a direct relationship. Use italics or capitals to emphasize a word in a piece of writing.
Feat.
A notable or impressive achievement, especially one that requires great skill or bravery.
Examples:
Intellectual feat. Feat accomplishment. It is an incredible feat to climb Mount Everest, the highest mountain in the world.
Promote.
To encourage or persuade people to like, buy, use, do, or support something, to raise someone to a higher position or rank.
Examples:
Promote a better relationship. Promote bad behavior. The government should do more to promote sustainable agribusiness.
Develop.
To grow or expand, to improve or refine through a process of progress and refinement, often to achieve greater sophistication or complexity, to elaborate or add detail to something that is in the process of being created.
Examples:
Develop a strategy. Develop a skill. We must develop a new system to streamline our workflow and increase efficiency.
Infrastructure.
The basic systems, services, or features that are necessary for an organization or country, such as transport and power supplies.
Examples:
IT infrastructure. Infrastructure cost. Aging societies tend to require huge costs for infrastructure maintenance.
Highway.
A main road, especially one connecting major towns or cities.
Examples:
Highway system. An interstate highway. I'm going to take the highway to get to my destination faster.
Property.
A thing or things that belong to someone.
Examples:
A man of property. Chemical property. He stood to inherit $1 million property.
Asset.
Something or someone that is useful or valuable quality, skill, etc., valuable property.
Examples:
Frozen assets. Liquid assets of the company. A sense of humor is an invaluable asset in this job.
Roll.
To move in a particular direction by turning over and over or from side to side.
Examples:
Roll a ball. Roll down his cheeks. He was exhausted and rolled into bed as soon as he got home.
Implication.
Something that is inferred or indirectly stated, the act or fact of being involved in something.
Examples.
The implication in a crime. The implication of a word. His poem has a very significant implication.
Hindrance.
An obstacle or barrier that prevents progress or interferes with accomplishing a task or goal.
Examples.
Hindrance to progress. Logistical hindrance. The language barrier can be a hindrance to effective communication.
Facilitate.
To make something easier or more likely to happen.
Examples.
Facilitate a smooth transition. Facilitate the process. The company implemented a new software system to facilitate employee communication and collaboration.
Argue.
To express differing opinions or points of view, often in a heated or contentious manner, to present a case or reasoning to persuade or convince others.
Examples.
Argue a case. Argue passionately. The couple began to argue over which restaurant to go to for dinner.
Emphasis.
Particular importance or significance that is given to something.
Examples.
Emphasis on color. Lay great emphasis on policy. The spotlight gave the central figure increased emphasis.
Illustrate.
To provide pictures, photographs, diagrams, etc. in a book or something for explanation.
Examples.
Illustrate a key point. Illustrate a story. The company's financial records illustrate how successful it has been.
Sake.
Purpose, reason for wanting something done.
Examples.
For your own sake. For the sake of argument. He got a new job for the sake of his family.
Brevity.
The quality of using only a few words or lasting only a short time.
Examples.
For the sake of brevity. Brevity of life. Unnecessary information has been omitted for brevity.
Systematic.
Done or acting according to a determined set of systems or plans.
Examples.
A systematic reformation. Systematic botany. Science is based on the systematic classification of experience.
Advantage.
A condition or circumstance that puts one in a favorable or superior position, a beneficial feature or asset that someone or something has.
Examples.
Score an advantage. Take advantage of his weak points. One of the main advantages of the new product is its increased efficiency.
Railway.
A transportation system consisting of tracks and trains, usually used for the transportation of goods or passengers over long distances.
Examples:
A private railway. Railway station. The railway system connects cities and countries, making travel more convenient.
Union.
A group of employees who have banded together to advocate for their rights and better their working conditions. The act or the state of joining together or being joined together.
Examples:
Bank and credit unions. A craft union. The trade union remained adamant about its demands.
Refer.
To direct someone's attention, thoughts, or questions to another source or person, to mention, cite, or allude to something as evidence or support.
Examples:
Refer to a book. Refer to a map. Please refer to the instruction manual for further assistance.
Aft.
The opposite of forward, located at or towards the rear or back of a ship, aircraft, or other vehicle.
Examples:
Aft cabin. Aft view. The aft section of the ship suffered significant damage after the collision with the reef.
Impressive.
Arousing admiration due to size, quality, or skill.
Examples:
Impressive performances. An impressive array of facts. The budget reduction was an impressive feat for our nation.
Statistics.
The discipline that concerns the collection, organization, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data.
Examples:
Statistics for cancer. Official statistics. The statistics demonstrate that poverty and unemployment are genuine problems.
Collapse.
To fall down or give way suddenly, often after breaking apart.
Examples:
The stock market collapsed. Ready to collapse. The roof finally collapsed after 3 days and 3 nights of heavy snowfall.
Digit.
One of the elements that collectively form a system of numeration, a finger, thumb, or toe.
Examples:
Digit identifier. The digit in the hundreds place. We must enter a 6-digit number to unlock the safe.
Prediction.
The act of predicting the future by reasoning, a statement made about the future.
Examples:
Make my predictions. Gloomy predictions. These results muddied the prediction.
Disadvantage.
A drawback or a negative aspect of something. Verb, to put someone or something in an unfavorable position.
Examples:
The disadvantage of a plan. Disadvantage small businesses. A lack of education can be a significant disadvantage in today's job market.
Vis-a-vis.
Face to face with, in relation to or in comparison with.
Examples.
Discuss vis-a-vis. Compare vis-a-vis. She addressed the audience vis-a-vis the importance of sustainability.
Transport.
A system for moving people or products from one location to another using automobiles, roads, and so on.
Examples. Transport
facilities. Access to public transport. Enhanced rail transportation is crucial for our business.
Accumulate.
To collect or acquire a large number of things over a long period of time.
Examples.
Accumulate cash value. Accumulate evidence. He has accumulated his wealth through real estate investments.
Invest.
To put money, effort, time, etc. into something to make a profit or achieve a result.
Examples.
Invest in stocks. Invest capital. The government should view children as national assets and actively invest in them.
Capita.
A Latin word meaning head, used to express the amount for each person, any head or head-like expansion on a structure, as on a bone.
Examples.
Per capita sales. The agricultural yield per capita. GDP per capita shrunk by almost 10% for the third consecutive year.
Surpass.
To be or do better than someone or something. To excel or go beyond the limits or standards of something.
Examples.
Surpass imagination. Surpass $20 billion in sales. The athlete's record-breaking performance surpassed all expectations.
Military.
Relating to or characteristic of members of the armed forces, of or relating to war or warfare.
Examples.
A military operation. A military leader. The military academy was known for its strict discipline and training.
Comparison.
The consideration or examination of the similarities between two or more people or things.
Examples.
Ease of comparison. Comparison of foods on a caloric basis. I've included the two designs for a comparison.
Geography.
A field of science devoted to the study of the lands, features, inhabitants, and phenomena of the earth.
Examples.
Geography class. Economic geography. She did well on her geography exam.
Complicated.
Involving a lot of different things or parts in a way that is difficult to understand or analyze.
Examples:
a complicated process. Become increasingly complicated. He did complicated pen and ink drawings in just a few days.
Authoritarian.
Characterized by strict, absolute control and obedience to authority or rules, dictatorial and lacking in personal freedoms or individual rights.
Examples:
authoritarian practice. Authoritarian government. The authoritarian leadership style left no room for dissent or alternative opinions.
Lottery.
A game of chance in which a large number of people buy tickets or chances to win a prize, with the winners determined by a random drawing.
Examples:
National lottery. Scratch-off lottery. The odds of winning the lottery are extremely low, but millions still buy tickets hoping to hit the jackpot.
Conclude.
To come to an end or close, to reach a judgment or opinion by reasoning.
Examples:
conclude a meeting. Conclude that he is healthy. We concluded a ceasefire.
Odds.
The degree or probability that a particular thing will or will not happen.
Examples:
odds in favor. Odds of business. What are the odds that he will survive?
Massive.
Enormous amount, very heavy and solid.
Examples:
massive amounts. Massive stars. The recent economic downturn has resulted in massive layoffs.
Bias.
A strong feeling in favor of or against one group of people, an idea, or thing, often not based on fair judgment.
Examples:
bias against a big company. Have a bias towards socialism. She researched gender bias in politics.
Variable.
Likely to change or very often, noun, a symbol, like X or Y, that is used in mathematical or logical expressions to represent a value that may be changed.
Examples:
a variable species. A dependent variable. Rainfall in the tropics is highly variable.
Revolution.
A large-scale attempt to overthrow the government of a country, often using violence or war.
Examples:
beginning of the Industrial Revolution. A political revolution. The revolution by the citizen resulted in a redistribution of wealth.
Mad.
Insane, especially due to a mental illness, very angry.
Examples:
a mad person. Gets mad easily. He was mad with joy to see the results.
Cult.
A small religious group, especially one that is not part of a larger religion and that is regarded as outside the norm, followers of an exclusive system of beliefs and practices.
Examples:
Cult members. Cult's practices. The cult leader promised his followers that they would achieve enlightenment if they followed his teachings.
Advantageous.
Providing a benefit or advantage, favorable or beneficial.
Examples:
Advantageous conditions. Advantageous interest rate. The new job opportunity offered by the company is highly advantageous.
Overcome.
To succeed in controlling or dealing with something, such as a problem or difficulty, to defeat or overwhelm someone.
Examples:
Overcome opponents. Overcome all difficulties. He tried to overcome a bad reputation and win the election.
Negative.
Having the quality of something bad or harmful, expressing refusal.
Examples:
Have a negative effect. A negative number. The movie has received almost universally negative criticism.
Index.
A list of items, such as names, subjects, or keywords, that is arranged in a particular order and is usually found at the end of a book or document. A number or symbol that indicates the value or level of something, such as a stock index or a temperature index.
Examples:
A full text index. Health index. The stock market index measures the performance of a group of stocks.
Indicator.
Something that shows or points out what a situation is like or how a situation is changing.
Examples:
Indicator lamp. Performance indicators. Several IT millionaires have shown that the level of education is a relatively poor indicator of whether a business can be successfully run.
Contrast.
To put in opposition, to show or emphasize differences.
Examples:
Contrast with a decade ago. Contrast two things. It's intriguing to compare and contrast the two authors.
Definition.
A concise explanation of the meaning of a word, phrase, or symbol.
Examples:
A precise definition. The definition of a word. Parallel lines are, by definition, lines on the same plane that never cross.
Grand.
Important and large in size, scope, or extent.
Examples:
A grand meal. Grand this year.
Gap.
A conspicuous disparity or difference separates something such as a figure, people, their opinions, situation, etc.
Examples:
The gap between ideal and reality. Distance gap. Many people are working together to close the gender gap.
Substantial.
Fairly large in size, value, or importance.
Examples:
A substantial amount of capital. Have a substantial meal. The pandemic was a substantial business opportunity for certain companies.
Indicate.
To show, point out, or make known something, often through a sign or a symbol, to suggest or imply something without stating it directly.
Examples:
Indicate a preference. Indicate an error. The data indicates that the company's profits have steadily increased over the past quarter.
Decision.
The act or process of making up someone's mind about something, a choice or judgment reached after considering options.
Examples:
Decision authority. A selfish decision. She was struggling to make a decision between two job offers.
Nationality.
The legal status or right of belonging to a particular country.
Examples:
Acquisition of nationality. Nationality certificate. Dual nationality is prohibited in specific nations, but not in others.
Discriminate.
To treat a person or particular group of people worse or better than another, especially in an unfair way, to recognize or perceive the difference between people or things.
Examples:
Discriminate against women employees. Discriminate between different things. You should not discriminate against minorities.
Sizable.
Large in size or amount.
Examples:
Sizable portion. Sizable audience. He has a sizable fortune and is one of the wealthiest people in the city.
Revert.
To return to a previous state or condition, to reply.
Examples:
Revert to a heavy smoker. Revert to the original subject. After trying the new software, I reverted to the old version.
Norm.
Something that is regarded as usual, typical, or standard.
Examples:
Norm of action. Cultural norm. The systems we have developed has accepted as industry norms.
Gender.
The range of characteristics of femininity and masculinity and differentiating between them, especially when considering social and cultural differences rather than differences in biology.
Examples:
Gender-blind policies. Dual gender. Cultural norms strongly influence gender expectations.
Garment.
A piece of clothing, such as a dress, coat, or shirt.
Examples:
Garment industry. Silk garment. She hung the wet garment on the clothesline to dry.
Province.
The territory occupied by one of the constituent administrative districts of a nation.
Examples:
Bengal Province, Home Province. A network of railways has developed over the province.
Workforce.
All the people who work in a company, industry, country, etc.
Examples:
Skilled workforce. The workforce is on strike. Many companies outsource and hire consultants to keep their workforce flexible.
Textile.
Any type of cloth made by weaving or felting or knitting.
Examples:
Textile production. Tissue textiles. China's textile industry has developed rapidly with the input of foreign capital.
Poise.
A calm, confident, and graceful manner with control of your feelings or behavior.
Examples:
Aesthetic poise. With easy poise. He took a deep breath and recovered a little of his poise.
Overtake.
To catch up to and pass by someone or something that is in front of you, usually about moving vehicles, to come to a point where you become more successful, important, or influential than someone or something else.
Examples:
Overtake a rival. Overtake a milestone. The race car driver knew he had to overtake the other drivers to win the race.
Takeoff.
A departure, especially of airplanes, the initial ascent of an airplane as it becomes airborne.
Examples:
Vertical takeoff. Takeoff run. Our aircraft is now ready for takeoff.
Manufacture.
To make goods in large numbers, usually in a factory using machines.
Examples:
Manufacture an enzyme. Manufacture a product. The majority of synthetic vitamins are manufactured from oil.
Miracle.
An act or occurrence that is not explicable by natural or scientific laws, and is therefore believed to be caused by God.
Examples:
Miracle person. Economic miracle. The doctor said that her recovery was a miracle.
Associate.
To mentally connect someone or something with someone or something else.
Examples:
Associate alcohol with gambling. Associate with people widely. The majority of consumers associate this brand with quality.
Nuanced.
Characterized by subtle differences in appearance, meaning, sound, etc.
Examples:
Nuanced view. The common but nuanced opinion. The sommelier can distinguish nuanced variants in the flavor of the wine.
Subtle.
Not readily apparent or visible.
Examples:
Subtle changes. A subtle poison. The room was painted in a subtle pink hue.
Distinction.
A difference or contrast between similar things or people.
Examples.
Important distinction. Draw a distinction. I can't see any distinction between these two concepts.
Statics.
The branch of mechanics that analyzes the equilibrium and stability of stationary systems, such as objects at rest or in equilibrium under the action of forces, which deals with forces acting on bodies that are at rest, and the resulting reaction forces.
Examples.
Applied statics. Principles of statics. I struggled with understanding the complex concepts in my statics class.
Dynamics.
The branch of mechanics that deals with the motion of bodies under the action of forces, including the particular case in which a body remains at rest, forces that produce or stimulate movement, growth, or change.
Examples.
Dynamics of group. Dynamics of economy. The relationship dynamics between the two countries were complex and constantly changing.
Dynamic.
Having a lot of energy, ideas, and enthusiasm and a strong personality, of or relating to dynamics, equals the branch of physics and engineering concerned with the forces that cause motions of bodies.
Examples.
A dynamic market. Dynamic person. The sprinter has a dynamic way of running.
Constant.
Happening repeatedly or all the time.
Examples.
A constant wind. A constant temperature. Constant dropping wears away the stone.
Interaction.
The act of connecting with someone, mainly when working, playing, or spending time with them.
Examples.
The interaction between man and his environment. Interaction among human beings. The interaction of the two groups is good for brainstorming.
Introduction.
A preliminary explanation or remarks given before the start of a text, performance, or event, the act of bringing something new into existence or introducing something to a wider audience or new market.
Examples.
Introduction education. Self-introduction. The introduction to the new class was informative and engaging.
Elect.
To choose someone for a specific position by voting for them, to decide or choose to do something.
Examples.
Elect the school board. Elect death. Every 5 years, the provincial governors are elected.
Proprietor.
A person who owns and runs a business, especially a hotel, a shop, or a company.
Examples.
Proprietor of a business. Copyright proprietor. The proprietor of the small bakery was always friendly and welcoming.
Lease.
A legal document that grants a person or organization the right to use a property, land, or asset for a specified period of time, usually in exchange for rent or a fee. Verb, to rent or let out a property, vehicle, or other assets to someone for a specified period of time in exchange for payment.
Examples:
Long-term lease, commercial lease. The landlord offered me a 1-year lease for the apartment.
Reform.
The act of improving or correcting something wrong or bad. Verb, to make a change in something to correct a flaw or improve it.
Examples:
Economic reform, reform movement. The government is proposing a reform to the healthcare system to make it more accessible and affordable for all citizens.
Rural.
Of or relating to the countryside.
Examples:
Rural accents. People in rural areas. Many rural areas are still impoverished.
Entrepreneur.
An individual who creates or invests in one or more businesses, especially when this involves taking financial risks.
Examples:
A successful entrepreneur. Billionaire entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs willingly accept business risks to achieve success.
Pace.
The speed at which someone or something moves, or the rate at which something happens or changes.
Examples:
At your own pace. The runner's pace. The economy is growing at a supercharged pace.
Gradual.
Happening slowly over a long period of time or distance, not steep or abrupt.
Examples:
A gradual process. A gradual change. The country experienced a gradual increase in population.
Nevertheless.
In spite of that, yet.
Examples:
Keep working nevertheless. Nevertheless, she persevered. She was tired and hungry, but nevertheless, she persevered.
Perspective.
A certain attitude towards something, a particular style of thinking about something.
Examples:
A perspective view. Perspective of the battle. His father's death changed his whole perspective on life.
Declare.
To say, state, or announce something clearly, officially, or publicly.
Examples:
Declare independence. Declare my love. Foreign goods from abroad must be declared to customs when entering a country.
Emergency.
A sudden unforeseen crisis usually involving danger that requires immediate action.
Examples:
Emergency action. Acute emergency. The president declared a state of emergency.
Undertake.
To do or begin to do something, such as an enterprise or responsibility.
Examples:
Undertake an enterprise. Undertake routine duties. Young people in this country should undertake military duties.
Privatize.
To transfer ownership or control of a business or industry from government or public control to private ownership or control. To make something into a private enterprise or organization.
Examples:
Privatize post offices. Privatize healthcare. The government wants to privatize specific industries to boost their efficiency.
Disaster.
An unexpected event or series of events that cause widespread damage, destruction, or loss of life.
Examples:
Global disaster. Disaster recovery. The disaster response team worked around the clock to aid those affected by the earthquake.
Superstar.
A very famous and successful performer or athlete.
Examples:
Superstar athlete. Jazz superstar. She is a superstar in the music industry.
Comp.
Short for compensate, meaning to give goods or services to someone without asking for payment.
Examples:
Comp their meal. Comp the employees with a bonus. The casino comped her room and meals for being a high-rolling gambler.
Benchmark.
A standard or reference point used for comparison or evaluation, a point of reference for measuring progress or performance.
Examples:
Industry benchmark. Performance benchmark. The teacher used a benchmark to measure the progress of her students.
Acceleration.
A rate of increase in velocity, the rate of change of velocity with respect to time.
Examples:
A unit of acceleration. Acceleration of an object. The car's acceleration was impressive, going from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5 seconds.
Rank.
A position in a hierarchy of status or authority. Verb, to take or have a position relative to others.
Examples:
Rank amateur. High rank. He was promoted to the rank of captain in the military.
Emerging.
Starting to exist, mature, or become well known.
Examples:
Emerging country. Emerging technologies. Emerging technologies have dramatically improved productivity in various industries.
Dragon.
A mythical monster, typically depicted as a giant reptile with wings, claws, and a fiery breath often portrayed as being fierce and dangerous.
Examples:
Dragon fruit, dragon wing. In Chinese mythology, dragons are considered powerful and benevolent creatures.
Fundamental.
Forming an essential base or core from which everything else develops or is affected.
Examples:
Fundamental education, fundamental rights. Human behavior has fundamental characteristics.
Egalitarian.
Relating to or characterized by the belief in the equal rights, opportunities, and treatment of all people, regardless of their race, gender, or social class.
Examples:
Egalitarian society, egalitarian principles. The company prides itself on being an egalitarian workplace with equal employment opportunities.
Improvisation.
The act of making something up on the spot or creating or performing something without preparation.
Examples:
Improvisation on stage, jazz improvisation. He created a beautiful piece of music using only improvisation.
Institutional.
Of, in, or relating to a large important organization, such as a university or bank, organized as or forming part of the standard systems, practices, etc.
Examples:
Institutional bank. Address institutional constraints. We have to discuss the institutional reforms of our country.
Struggle.
To make a great effort to do something when it is difficult, or there are a lot of problems, to use force or violence to break away from restraint or constriction.
Examples:
Struggle against discrimination. Struggle to get the job. He could not struggle against temptation.
Maintain.
To continue to uphold or sustain, to keep in a particular state or condition, to assert or declare something to be true.
Examples:
Maintain order. Maintain good health. I need to maintain my car regularly to prevent any major mechanical issues.
Optimist.
A person who tends to expect the best in all things and to be hopeful and confident about the future.
Examples:
Optimist by nature. Excessive optimist. She is a confident optimist who always looks on the bright side.